William Carter walked down Maple Street slowly, holding a bouquet of white lilies for his late wife's grave. It was a bright Sunday morning, the church bells echoing in the distance. His old brown coat flapped in the cool breeze, and his soft humming filled the silence. But in a neighborhood where his face didn't fit, peace didn't last long. Two police cruisers screeched to a stop beside him. Officer Turner jumped out, hand already on his gun, yelling, "Hey, old man, what are you doing around here?" William looked up, confused yet calm, saying, "I'm on my way to St. Mary's Cemetery, officer." Turner smirked. "Oh, yeah." With stolen flowers, he snatched the bouquet and tossed it to the ground, the petals scattered like broken hope. Miller hesitated, whispering, "Sir, maybe we should just check his ID." But Turner barked, "He doesn't need a chance. They all lie." He pushed William against the police car. The old man winced in pain, whispering, "You're making a mistake, son." Turner spat back, "Don't call me son," as he cuffed him roughly. A crowd gathered. Phones came out, some filmed. Others whispered. One woman shouted, "He didn't do anything." But Turner ignored her, his pride louder than truth. William tried to explain again, his voice trembling, "Please, my son, he's coming home today." Turner laughed cruelly. "Oh, really? What's he gonna do? Write me a letter?" William's eyes filled with tears. He looked up to the sky and said softly, "Lord, give him strength to see this." As he was shoved into the police car, the lilies lay crushed on the pavement, symbols of innocence destroyed by hate. Meanwhile, miles away, Commander Marcus Carter stood on a Navy base runway, saluting his fellow officers as he finally returned home from a long mission. His phone buzzed, dozens of missed calls, messages, and one viral video link. He clicked it, his breath caught. The screen showed his father, cuffed and crying, being dragged by racist cops, the blood drained from his face. "That's my father," he whispered. Then his expression hardened into cold fury. "They're going to regret this." As the police car pulled away, William silently prayed for justice. The sirens wailed, echoing through a neighborhood that had seen too many innocent men broken by prejudice. But this time, justice was closer than they could ever imagine. Marcus Carter sat in the back of a black SUV, his jaw tight, his eyes burning with rage. The video of his father being humiliated played again and again on his phone. Every second of his father's pain hit him like a bullet. "You arrest my father for walking," he muttered through gritted teeth. The driver glanced at him nervously. "Sir, are we heading to the precinct?" Marcus nodded. "Fast." His uniform was still in the trunk, the medals glinting softly under the folded Navy SEAL jacket. He wasn't wearing it yet. He wanted to walk in as a son first, not a commander. At the police station, William sat silently in a cell, his hands trembling. Officer Miller brought him water, whispering, "Sir, I'm sorry. I didn't want to," but before he could finish, Officer Turner barked, "Miller, step away from the prisoner." William smiled faintly. "It's all right, son. I've seen worse men crumble under smaller lies." Turner rolled his eyes. "You talk too much, old man." He slammed the cell door shut. Moments later, the front doors burst open. Marcus walked in tall, calm, but every step heavy with fury. The officers at the desk stood frozen. His presence commanded silence. "I'm looking for a man named William Carter," he said, voice cold and precise. The receptionist stammered, "He's in custody, sir." Marcus's gaze sharpened. "On what charge?" Turner appeared from the hallway, smirking. "Loitering, suspicious behavior." Marcus's fists clenched. "You arrested an old man for walking," Turner scoffed. "He didn't belong here." Marcus stepped forward slowly, the tension thick. "Say that again," Turner shrugged. "You heard me." Marcus's tone dropped lower. "I did, and now you'll listen." He reached into his jacket, pulled out his ID, and slammed it on the desk. "Commander Marcus Carter, United States Navy SEALs, that man in your cell, that's my father." The room froze. Officer Miller's mouth fell open. Turner's smirk vanished instantly. Chief Reynolds hurried out of his office, confused. "Commander Carter, is there a problem here?" Marcus turned to him sharply. "Yes, Chief. Your officers just racially profiled, assaulted, and arrested a decorated teacher. And my father." His voice cracked slightly at the end, but his eyes stayed hard. Chief Reynolds paled, rushing toward the holding cells. Turner tried to explain, "Sir, I thought." Marcus cut him off. No, you didn't think. You just saw color and made a story. In the cell, William looked up as his son appeared. For a moment, the pain vanished. Marcus, he whispered. His son smiled softly, voice trembling. I'm here, Dad. The door opened. Marcus took his father's hand gently, helping him stand. Turner stood frozen, his pride collapsing under guilt and fear. As they walked out, reporters who'd gathered from the viral video shouted questions. Marcus paused at the steps and said, My father was arrested for being black, but he raised me to fight for justice, not revenge. Remember his face before you judge another. The camera zooms on William's tearful smile, and Marcus adds softly, If you believe no one deserves this, hit that subscribe button. Let's keep fighting hate with truth. The morning after the incident, the entire police station felt different. Whispers filled the corridors. Every officer had seen the viral clip. Commander Marcus Carter's calm fury, his father's bruised dignity, and the world's outrage burning across social media. The news headlines screamed, Racist cops arrest Navy SEAL's father, public demands justice. Marcus sat in his car outside the station, staring at the building. He wasn't there as a soldier now. He was there as a son seeking accountability. They humiliated Dad, he whispered, gripping the steering wheel. Not again, never again. Inside, William sat quietly in the lobby beside Officer Miller, who couldn't meet his eyes. Sir, Miller said softly, I want to tell the truth. What happened was wrong. William looked at him kindly. Then tell it. Don't let fear make you part of the same silence that hurt me. Chief Reynolds was pacing inside his office, phone pressed to his ear. Yes, Mayor, I understand the situation, he muttered nervously. We're handling it internally. He hung up as Marcus entered. Commander Carter, the chief said carefully, I understand your anger, but this is being investigated. Marcus's jaw tightened. Investigated? My father could have died in that cell. You think an internal investigation will fix racism? The chief sighed. I'm trying to protect the department's image. Marcus stepped closer, his voice low but powerful. Then start by protecting justice, not your reputation. In the hallway, Turner was arguing with another officer. I didn't do anything wrong. That old man was acting suspicious. Marcus heard him and turned sharply. Suspicious, he repeated coldly. Turner spun around, his confidence fading fast. You can't just barge in here threatening me. Marcus's tone was calm but sharp as a blade. You don't deserve my threat. You deserve exposure. He turned to Miller. You were there. What really happened? Miller hesitated, trembling slightly. Sir, Turner shoved Mr. Carter. He called him. He stopped, ashamed. Marcus's expression hardened. Say it, Miller swallowed. He called him a worthless old black man. The room went silent. Turner's face drained of color. Chief Reynolds stepped out of his office, hearing everything. His voice shook. Turner. Is that true? Turner stammered. He's lying, that's not. Miller cut him off. It is true, Chief. I can't carry that guilt anymore. The chief looked defeated. Cameras were already outside, journalists waiting. Marcus walked to the door and turned back one last time. You can't hide the truth behind badges or lies. My father's dignity was worth more than your power. He put his hand on his father's shoulder, and together they walked out of the station, heads high, hearts heavy but proud. Outside, the crowd erupted in applause. People held signs. Justice for William Carter. Marcus took the microphone from a reporter and said, We can't heal a nation if we stay silent about its wounds. My father forgave, but I will not forget. He looked into the camera. If you stand against racism, subscribe and share this story. Let the world know silence ends today. Inside, Chief Reynolds ordered, Turner, badge and gun. You're suspended pending charges. Turner lowered his head, his arrogance replaced by fear. Miller looked relieved, finally free from the weight of lies. As Marcus and William drove away, the sun broke through the clouds, light spilling over the streets that once held shadows. William smiled faintly. You fought with honor, son, Marcus replied softly. You taught me how. Days turned into weeks, but the fire Marcus and William ignited refused to die down. The video had spread far beyond the city. It became a symbol. Across the UK, and even in America, People marched with posters of William's tearful but proud face under bold words. Respect has no color. News channels replayed Marcus's speech over and over. Even soldiers from his SEAL unit stood behind him, saying, "We fight for justice, not prejudice." William sat by the window one morning, sunlight warming his wrinkled hands. He smiled faintly as he saw children outside painting murals. One showed him standing tall beside Marcus, with words beneath, "My father, my hero." He turned to his son and said softly, "It's strange, Marcus. All my life I faced hate quietly, but maybe silence was never strength. Maybe speaking out is." Marcus nodded. "You gave the world something powerful, Dad, forgiveness with courage." Meanwhile, Officer Turner's life had unraveled. Stripped of his badge, he faced the court of public opinion and his own conscience. One evening, he knocked on the Carter's door. William opened it, surprise flashing in his eyes. Turner's voice trembled. "Mr. Carter, I came to say I'm sorry. I was wrong. I was blind. And it cost me everything." Marcus stood behind his father, tense, but William raised his hand gently. "You lost your uniform," William said softly, "but maybe now you'll find your humanity." Turner's eyes filled with tears as he whispered, "I already have." He turned and walked away into the cold night, for once not as an officer, but as a man facing the truth. At the station, Chief Reynolds called a press conference. Cameras flashed as he stepped up to the podium. "The system failed William Carter," he said, "and as chief, I take full responsibility. We must rebuild trust, not with words, but with change." He looked into the crowd, voice steady but remorseful. "No one should ever be judged by the color of their skin. Justice must be the same for all." The crowd applauded, some with tears in their eyes. Officer Miller stood at the back, quietly proud that his truth helped begin this healing. Later that evening, Marcus uploaded one final message to his channel. In the video, he sat beside his father. "When I first wore the uniform," Marcus said, "I thought strength came from power, but true strength comes from mercy." William smiled beside him. "If this story touched your heart," Marcus continued, "don't just watch, act. Speak up when you see wrong. Stand up when someone falls. And if you believe in a world without hate, subscribe and be part of the change." The video went viral again, reaching millions in just hours. People commented from all over the world, "You made me cry. Justice will win. We stand with the Carters." That night, as the stars shimmered above their quiet street, William looked up and whispered, "Your mother would be proud, Marcus." Marcus smiled, eyes glistening. "I think she's watching, Dad." And for the first time in years, the world around them didn't feel divided, it felt awake.